Hi and welcome to today's episode of Retro for You. You can probably see I'm actually sweating here. It's that hot in the UK at the moment. I think I'm in the shed now. It's about 36 degrees, so I'm going to go along as far as I can. Now, I don't think I'm going to be recording for long due to the heat, but I'm going to crack on and try and get it done. Big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Now, this machine here came from a good friend I met on Discord called Axel, and I've had a few machines off him now, the Commodore 128s and also this here. Now, they are faulty machines, but I love a faulty machine. I love to try and work out and get it working. Now, this was especially one machine that I wanted. I did want a compact Mac to keep for myself and play around with. Now, with this having 6030 in it, it's almost as good as a SE30, but I think the SE30's got the 32-bit bus rather than this as a 16-bit bus, but it's the next best thing, isn't it? So without further ado, let's crack on and see if we can get this thing working. Before we jump into the video, a quick shout out about our sponsor, PCBWay. If you're looking to bring your electronics project to life, PCBWay is your one-stop shop for high quality PCB manufacturing and assembly, with fast turnaround times and unbeatable prices as little as $5. They make it easy to get your designs made just the way you want, from custom materials to assembly services and even 3D printing and more. PCBWay has everything you need to turn your ideas into reality. Join myself and thousands of happy customers and start your project today. Be sure to check them out in the link below or at www.pcbway.com. I've connected some power to this. I'm just going to turn it on so you can see what it's actually doing. You can hear it spinning up, it's powering on, and we're just getting the jailbars. Now, jailbars could be caused by leaky capacitors, by the egret chip, also by ROM chips as well have caused this, so it could be anything. And until we get this thing apart and have a look at the main logic board, we're not going to know what we're dealing with. So I think first protocol is to get this board out and get it stripped down to have a look at it. As always, we need the mega long screwdriver, which I have here, and we're just going to take these screws out just so we can get into the back and take a look. There's a ruck of dust here, a lot of dust from about 30 years ago. There's also some spillage here I can see on the board with first looks. Now, I don't know what the underside is going to look at, but let's just slowly pick this up. At the moment it's looking quite clean and the battery looks as if it hasn't leaked. So there's a bonus. I'm going to take this hard drive out because I don't like dealing with other people's hard drives anyway. We'll get that taken out and we'll put a blue SCSI in it. Now I'm just going to discharge this screen here. So we're going to clip this onto the earth. And then we're just going to discharge it. I always keep one hand behind my back while doing this. And as simple as that, that is done now. Next we're going to remove the logic board, which means we've got to unplug the hard drive. And also this cable here. And then there is one main power cable. I'm actually dripping here with liquid, it's that hot. It is crazy. Okay, so we're just going to put this part now. I'm just going to put the back cover on it and put it out of the way. So this is what we're dealing with on the main board. Now, unfortunately, this battery here doesn't seem as if it's leaked, so that is good news, because usually all around here is corroded. But we do have corrosion from the capacitors. All these capacitors are leaked. You can see here there's that horrible brown goo everywhere, all around here. You can see that wet patch as well. You can see on the screen there's like a shadow, and also around here, and it's leaked all over the egret chip here, which is a lot to do with the booting. Plan of action is, I've got it on good authority that these things will boot without capacitors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this battery. We're going to remove these capacitors because they're all going to want replacing, and then we're going to clean the board up, give it a really good clean. It looks like it's going to clean up nice, and it should look good. Now all these capacitors are going to want removing, like I just said, and also this battery. Looking at this board, it is an early version. It's got the 4 ROMs. The later version had 2 ROMs, as well as some other differences. There is some corrosion around here. I think these are the 2 serial drivers, if I'm correct. This is the memory for the onboard, and this is expanded memory. What I do, I just get it under the microscope now, so you can see what I'm seeing close with the corrosion, etc. So looking under the microscope, you can see here where this has started to leak. Now you can see corrosion all along here. There's green there, and all that brown goo there is from out the capacitors. Now this side is the closest to capacitors, so you can see all the goo has come along and settled on these legs. These legs this side are not that bad, just a bit here. And obviously this capacitor here is leaked onto this side here, and also around the capacitors you can see where they've been leaking, and there's that horrible brown goo. Now moving along, there's another capacitor down here, and again it's leaked onto these LS chips here. So along down here, it hasn't got as far as down there. Now we're just going to move to the other side of the board here, so you can start seeing again now where the other bank of capacitors are, and that horrible brown goo. You can see where it changes colour from here to there, because that's where all the capacitor juice is. So you got your dust there, but then that dark area on this side here is all capacitor leak. You can see how it's discoloured all the legs and caused loads of corrosion, especially around here. There's a lot of corrosion here. Can you see along the top here? That is full of corrosion. There's also some along here. Now this is a DFAC, which is basically the sound chip, but it also has something to do with boot up as well, which can also cause that jailbar issue we're having. So there's a few things that could be causing this. I think mainly it is down to these capacitors that are leaked everywhere. This is the Eagle chip here, which again is a vital part of this computer, and you can see the legs that have been affected here by the capacitor juice again. So what I'm quickly going to do is get those capacitors removed, and then we're going to give it another go and see if there's any difference. So all these capacitors are off now. All the pads look complete, which is brilliant. They all look good. You can still see they're all there. Now, what my next plan of action is to get this in the ultrasonic bath, give it a good clean, because it's just too hot in here today. I'm actually lost about 5 litres of water, I'd say, from out of me. Now the heat is incredible today, and I just can't seem to carry on. So what I'm going to do is just give this a good bath in the ultrasonic bath, and then we can leave it to dry over in this heat, which should be good. So we're just going to pop this in the bath and give it a jolly good clean. ROMs are now out, and in it goes. And we're going to do it 10 minutes aside. I managed to fit this in last time. Now I don't seem to be able to fit this board in. There you go. Okay, so it's out of the bath. I'm just going to give it a blast off with the air now. The board's now come out of the bath. It's now been left for a few days to dry, so it should be perfectly okay. I popped the ROMs back in, as you can see. I did clean up around this egret chip a lot, and all the capacitors have been removed and all the pads are intact. So bonus. What I'm going to do next is to just reflow the legs on this egret. So I'm just about to turn this on. I have been told these do work without the capacitors, but we will soon see. Now we've got nothing on the screen, but very faintly, I don't know if you can see on the camera there is still the Jailbars, but they're a lot duller now. They're not as strong and vibrant as they used to be. So that's probably down to the capacitors maybe not giving it the same power. So what my plan is now is to get the board recapped. I will take the egret chip off, clean all the pads and re-solder that back on with new solder and just check continuity underneath for broken traces, etc. Failing that, we're going to have to diagnose it more, but hopefully that will fix this machine. So without further ado, let's crack on and get that sorted. Now I am happy there. You can see the way it's turned out. You can see all the pads are intact. If you look there, I don't know whether there's a break in any of these. I do need to check the continuity on the ones I can see, because this one here may look a bit suspect. I can see a line there. I don't know whether it's just muck or what, but we do need to check continuity on them and just give it a general look over. Then we'll get it resoldered on the pads and we'll put the chip back on. Look at this board now, you can see it looks so much better as all the capacitors done. The egret chip here has now been resoldered. You can see there now the nice shiny legs. No issues here. Before it's covered in corrosion. These are the main things you need to do when you get one of these and it doesn't work. If it's Jailbars, is to remove this egret, clean all the pads, resolder it. That is something I suggest every time you get one of these and you just get Jailbars. But also sort out all these capacitors, clean around these memory chips as well. Fortunately, this wasn't that bad on the memory chips. The last one I had to take the memory chips off. So hopefully now, when we put this back together, it's gonna work. But who knows? You never know with these things. But I've done as much as I can up to now. And you can see already this board is looking so much better. So I'm just going to quickly pull these ROMs. Just before I go, I just want to blast this dust out of here because it is quite bad. It's probably going to go everywhere, but looks a lot better. Let me get a toothbrush in it. I think it needs a bit of a charge, but I think it's done enough anyway. That looks so much better. So we're ready for take two. The ROMs are in there now. I'm going to try and reach behind again without electrocuting myself. You never guess what, I didn't plug the power in. So let's just turn that off. Okay. So now, take three, we've actually plugged the power in and we're going to go for it. Did you hear that dong? That sounds promising. Look at that. That looks like it's going to load. I can see a mouse pointer. I can see the Happy Mac. I can hear the hard drive churning. Now that is absolutely amazing. And not only that, it's another Mac saved. Now, I'm going to end the video here now. It says welcome to Macintosh. It's loaded in. I don't show anything anymore now, just in case you get sent to jail like that Italian YouTuber. You never know. I will be revisiting this Mac in a future video. We're going to be building some mods for it, etc. Because this is one that I'm going to end up keeping for myself. So this hard drive will be getting thrown out, etc. And it will get replaced with a modern equivalent with an SD card, etc. As well as whatever else we can find on PCBWay's exciting projects. So while you're here, don't forget to check out my sponsors down below, PCBWay, big thumbs up to them. Also while you're here, don't forget to check out my fellow YouTubers, the likes of 8-Bit Retro Refix, Captain Commodore, Josib Retro Bits. They'll do great things. Just go along and check out their channels. Now I have got more Mac stuff on the way. I've got a whole load down here on the floor. I've got an Apple II. These are machines I've never touched before, so especially the Apple II, I've never actually had one apart nor seen one working, so it's all going to be new to me. So maybe we get it working, maybe we don't, maybe it works. You never know with these things. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up always help the videos. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, because I'm getting up to 2,500 subscribers now, believe it or not. It's amazing. So a big thank you to everybody, and a big thanks to those few paying members. You know who you are. You'll pay 99p and it helps towards running the channel. Helps keep the lights on anyway in the shed, especially with the price of today's electricity. Now it's getting hot again in the shed, so on that note, I shall see you next time on Retro For You. See you soon, guys. Bye.